Assalamu alaikum. Hello and welcome to the chapter presentation. Here I'm going to present chapter number 5 regarding motivation and affects. I'm presenting Mohammad Arije Ulfy bearing metric number Z1912511. Here's the chapter mind map. I'm going to present this chapter based on 4 learning objective which is given by the original site. And I'm going to present this chapter through the mind map by 4 segments. Here you can see the mind map, and our chapter is motivation and affect of consumer buying behavior, of consumer involvement, or consumer purchase intention. So the motivation. What is motivation? Motivation is the word derived from the word motive, which means needs, desire, wants, or drives within the individual. It is the process of stimulating people to actions to accomplish the goals. In the word goal context, the psychological factors stimulating the people's behavior can be desire for money, for success, whatever. And from marketing perspective, the consumer motivation occurs when a need is aroused that the consumer wishes to satisfy, and this is the, here you can see the motivation process. So here is the mind map, and we are starting from the learning objective 1. Products can satisfy a range of consumer needs. So motivation process from the marketing perspective, as I said earlier, here is the clear picture. You can see the motivation process. Consumer motivation occurs when a need is aroused that the consumer wishes to satisfy. The need creates a state of tension that drives the consumer to attempt or to reduce or eliminate that particular product. And this type of needs may be utilitarian. And what is hedonic? When a person lives up on a green vegetables for nutrition. And the hedonic is experiential needs involving emotional responses for or the fantasies when a person feels right house, like when a person feels right house by eating kale, and this might call the hedonic. So the motivation process creates utilitarian value and hedonic value, and the final goal is the end of the desired product, like to consume or to get the expected product or to enjoy the product. That is the goal, that is the main goal. And main goals, motivational directions refer to needs and wants. So what is needs and what is wants? A need is a consumer's desire for the product or a service or specific benefits, whatever the functional or emotional. And the want is the desire for the products or service that are not necessary but which consumers wish for. That is want. And needs and wants behind the scene is motivational strength. So needs and wants indicate the motivational strength. Some students scored higher on difficult graduate records examination when they look at the test using a Massachusetts Institute of Technology pen And in some example, we can see the athlete delivered a better athletic performance when they drink water from a gathered cup during strenuous exercise. And there are different theory indicate the motivational strength. And this and motivational conflict. A motivational conflict is a situation in which a consumer is driven to decide based on conflicting goals. Consumers are either motivated by positive or negative enforcement, which form the basis for the individual's motivation to act and make consumer decisions. And we can classify the consumer needs. Like as I said earlier, motivational classifying consumer needs, there are different, there's various or several theories like Murray psychological needs, autonomy, dependence, play, some specific needs as well, needs for affiliation, needs for power, needs for uniqueness. The one the famous Maslow's hierarchy of needs is a theory of motivation which states that 5 categories of human needs: dedicated and individual behavior. Those needs are psychological needs, safety needs, love and belonging needs, esteem needs, and self-actualization needs. Types of effectiveness responses. Here we are on the objective number 2. Consumers experience different kind of motivational conflicts that can impact their purchase decision. There are different types of affective responses: evaluation, mood, emotions, negative state relief, advertising, emotional oracle effect, mood, convergency. Evaluations are evaluated recreationals to event and objects that are not accompanied by high levels of psychological arousal. For example, when consumers evaluates a movie as being positive or negative, this usually involves some degree of accompanied by low levels of arousal. Most involves temporary positive or negative affective accompanied by moderate levels of arousal. Most tends to be diffuse and not necessarily like to a particular event. Positive effect. Positive effect refers to some component like love makers, happiness, material accumulation. Love makers is a passionate commitment to one brand. Happiness is a mental state of well-being characterized by positive emotions. And if we can say material accumulation, which is what researchers term to instinct to earn more than we can possibly consume, even when its imbalance make us unhappy. Negative effect refers to disgust, envy, guilt, embarrassment. Objective number 3, consumer experience a range of affective responses to products and marketing examples. Like affective responses can be built, moderate, or strong. Marketers often try to elicit a positive emotional responses via advertising or other communication channels so that consumers from a bond with their offerings. A lot of content on social media reflects effective responses that people post. So these platforms are a rich source of information for marketers to gauge how consumers feel about their brands. And here's the final objective of our chapter presentation. The way we believe we evaluate and choose a product depends on our degree of involvement with the product, the market, message, or the purchase situation. The product evaluation process process involvement different categories. Type of involvement like product, message, situational. Product involvement for company is different, like perceived risk, mass customization, brand loyalty, variety seeking, and all this involvement measuring few segment like important, boring, relevant, exciting, means nothing, appealing, fascinating, or involving, not needed actually. All this measurement uh, are the perception of the buyer or the consumer. The personal factors include age, occupation, lifestyle, social and economic status, and the gender of the consumer. These factors can individually or collectively affect the buying decisions of the consumer. As I said earlier, type of involvement is different: product, message, situational. Product involvement is a consumer's level of interest in a particular product. As a rule, product decisions are likely to be highly involving if the consumers believe there is perceived risk. Mass involvement refers to the influence media vehicle have on consumers. Print is a high involvement medium, while television tends to be considered a low involvement medium. Situational involvement takes place with a store, website, or a location where people consume a product or service. One way to increase this kind of involvement is to personalize the message shoppers receive at the time of purchase. And company product involvement, from the company perception, product involvement refers to product involvement means that product involvement is a consumer's level of interest in a particular product. The more closely marketer can tie a brand to an individual, the higher the involvement they will create. As a rule, product decisions are likely to be highly involving if the consumer believes that there is a lot of perceived risk. That means the person believes there may be negative consequences if he or she chooses the wrong options. Mass customization describes the personalization of products and services for individuals, customers at a mass production price. Brand loyalty, repeat purchasing behavior that reflects a conscious decision to continue buying the same brand. Variety seeking, the desire to choose new alternative over more familiar one. Even influence us to switch from our favorite products to ones we like less. There are 6 types of perceived risk. In our book there are 5. In our original slide there are 5, but several scholars, several books refers 5 types of perceived risk. Functional risk, the product does not perform up to expectation of the consumer, of the buyer. Physical risk, the product poses a threat to the physical well-being or health of the users or others. Financial risk, the product is not worth the price paid. Social risk, the product results embarrassment from others. Psychological risk, the product affects the mental well-being of users. Time risk, the failure of the product result is an opportunity cost of finding other satisfactory level. So that's all for today from chapter 5 presentation. Now I'm going to start answering Q&A session, two question has given by my two fellow brothers. One is by Khairul Anwar, what is the hedonic value? One is by Kausar Ahmed, what is the brand loyalty? What is the hedonic value? From the scholar perception, hedonic value is defined as the value that a customer receive in terms of subjective experience of fun and playfulness. And what is the brand loyalty? Brand loyalty is the tendency of consumers to continuously purchase a brand products over other. Consumers' behavior patterns demonstrate that consumers will continue to buy products from a company that has focused or trust relationships. So that's all. Thank you so much. Thank you so much to my fellow brothers and sisters and my honorable teacher. Thanks for watching or hearing this video tutorial or video presentation. And stay home, stay safe. Assalamu alaikum.